Hi everyone, it's Ray with the education team from Swirlydoos Kit Club, and this is the video based on the project kit for January 2014. Wow, that sounds really weird to say. And we have this month the Kaisercraft heart frame. So it's a floating frame, and I apologize, my little tiny tripod is a desktop tripod and I cannot make it go any larger to get any more of this into the screen as possible. I'm getting a new tripod, but please bear with me. So I started out with the frame. I didn't think you needed to see me do this, but what I did was something very basic on here. I will get a close-up so you can see some of the detail. And all I did was use some things from my stash. I started out with some paint in French blue, which I got at Michael's for like 50 cents. And then I used some Martha Stewart crackle effect. So I painted it blue, let it dry. I used the Martha Stewart crackle effect. And then I topped it off with some more folk art paint. It's just the acrylic paint. And this one is antique white. Now, I did not have a lot of this left, and I've had it for quite a while, so I basically watered it down. I put a tiny bit of water, I shook it up, and then I put it on here. So you can see a lot of the blue anyway, and I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick that up, but it will definitely pick it up in the picture. There we go. And so that's what the frame is going to look like, and it's the same on the back. It's going to be a freestanding frame, so I'm very concerned about what the back looks like. So as I add embellishments, I'm going to be constantly looking at the back to see if it looks okay. But my second part is the frame, which is going to float in there using some hardware pieces. Two little eye hooks that I will show you in a sec. I thought I had them over here. Yes, I do. So one of these is going to go on the top of the frame hanging down, and another one of these is going to go into the top of the heart. I'm hoping that it won't be too hard, and I'll let you know if it is and what you can do about that. So I did some more prep work. I took the antique white that I used on my frame and just put a little coat on the edges of these two pieces. And we got a piece of Prima burlap, and I am just going to trace this out, and I want that to be on the back. Love that. Looks so good. I'm not sure what else I'm going to do with it, but I'm really happy with how that looks right now. I want to use this piece of paper, which came in the project kit, and it also came in the main kit. And my idea was that I want to have this piece of paper both on this side and up here, so it looks like it's raised. So I think the best way to do that is to start with the outside hard, because that will be bigger, and then go in with the inside. That will probably, well, that'll be perfect. So I will just trace. And again, I'm going to trace this and not use the X-Acto knife because there's lots of curves, and I just want to get it right the first time. So I think I will just use a pen and some scissors. So now I will go ahead and glue those on. Of course, they need to be inked and glued and filed. Okay, so I glued this first piece on, and I've been using my files. I use the basic Gray Precision files because they come in a big set. You get two of these big ones and various little tiny ones like this. I love this one because it has a rounded, it's beveled, so it has a rounded edge to it, and it works really well for the inside right here. Way better than this, or even this, which you can do on the outside, and I actually did use this part, but nothing can get on the inside like these little tiny files. And I think I need to ink this, so I'm going to go ahead and take some, I think, I kind of want to use brown, but it doesn't really go with it, so I think I'm going to use a gray. Let's see, where is my gray? I'm going to go ahead and use Old Road. That is the Quick Dry Fluid Chalk ink by Prima. And I'm just going to hit the edges. And so I think what comes next is I need to use these little eyelets and hang this up so I can start embellishing. So this goes in fairly easy, which I'm thankful for. I'm going to stop there because I see it's starting to crack on the inside. Maybe I didn't need to go that far down. Let's see, I'll undo it a little bit. There, that should do it. Anyway, it just adds character. There's a crack in there. So I've got that part. That doesn't take any measuring, but it will take measuring for the inside of this frame. So I need to get some sort of a ruler. So I'll be able to hang that using some of the blue string that we got in the kit. But first I want to put my pink ribbon on here. And this is just a personal preference. When I put ribbon on things, I like to use score tape, especially if it's sheer like this. I don't want to see any glue or any glue dots in the middle, but score tape comes in a really thin, like I think it's maybe 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, and so that is a really nice way to get no glue lines on here. And now I need to hang this heart. And I have to be honest, I'm not sure what the best way to do it is, but what I've done first is I've started out with this eyelet that's on the frame here. And I've threaded it through like you would when you were putting like ribbon and string on a tag. And so I'm going to have to do the same thing with the heart. And so I'll just make that loop. And then put it through the eyelet. And do it like that. Okay, now it's time to embellish. And I've decided that I'm going to put a picture of my husband and me in here. It's kind of an old one, but I really like it, so I want to put it in there. And I will do that part last. I want to do the inside of the frame, I mean the outside of the frame, and all of these other little things. I'm going to save the heart for last. And I was messing around with this new technique for doing chipboard, and I call it my distressed embossed. And I'm just done a video on this that will be on YouTube on January 4th. So it will already be up by the time this one comes out. And all I did was I took embossing powder and mist and ink to get this look to it. So it's got all sorts of colors. It's variegated of the different greens, and there's kind of some gold in here. It's actually a green, but I think it's looking like gold on the video camera. So this is what the frame looks like when it's finished, and I really didn't do a lot of techniques. It's basically just adding the embellishments. So I'll just pan in. So I added a picture of my husband and me, and I put some lace underneath the picture, and then I used some of those lace pearls, and I outlined the heart and also the middle of the frame. And I wanted to do that because I wanted to use those pearls in multiple areas on the frame, and I couldn't do that if I outlined the very outer or inner line right here. So I thought that went kind of well. And I added the petal of flowers to that chipboard that I altered. And I added the fence that came in the embellishment kit, and more of the petal of flowers and some of the beautiful little tiny roses that Chrissy gets us. And for that love chipboard, all I did was use some of that Old Road chalk ink and just kind of put it in various places. So I thought that color went really well. And so you can see the lace. And I also used some of that chalk ink on some of the resin pieces right here. And now I'll just turn it around. And I just added some of the pink roses, some of the grayish blue, and one of the blue ones from the flower add-on. And that window came from the main kit and some die cuts that we got that are fab scraps. And I colored the birds with that gray chalk ink on the back. I like the way that that looks with the worn part of the chipboard there, very distressed. And I added some more flowers. And those are the resin pieces right there with more of that Old Road chalk ink. So that is the frame from behind. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you're able to get one of these kits because these heart frames are fantastic. So go ahead and go to swirlydoos.com, and on the left hand side of your screen, look for available kits. Click that and you'll see if there's any available. Thanks for watching.